Hey gang, and welcome to another Kingdom Hearts 3 theory. In this video, we'll be talking about the origins of Yozora, his relation to Sora and Riku, and just what the heck he's doing in the Remind DLC. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel to get those hot new videos as soon as they're released. Keep in mind, this video will be full of spoilers for Kingdom Hearts 3, so if for some reason you haven't played it already and don't want things ruined for you, click away now and come back once you've unlocked everything in the game. Now, with all that said and done, let's dig into it. Yozora is probably one of the more enigmatic pieces of the whole Kingdom Hearts 3 puzzle. We're introduced to him when we first enter the toy box. A highly detailed cinematic showcases a Riku-looking figure fighting alongside his friends to save the city from giant robots and to rescue a woman from their clutches. It then pans out to reveal that this is a commercial for a video game in the Toy Story world called Verum Rex.
I was watching that!
Sorry, but this is no time for television, Rex.
Once Sora and his friends show up in the world and defeat the Heartless, Rex the dinosaur immediately assumes that Sora is in fact Yozora from the game, and it's not hard to draw some parallels. They both fight with a big sword-like weapon, they both have two allies fighting alongside them, and they're both spiky-haired anime boys.
But anyone with eyes can tell you that Rex is fucking wrong. Yozora looks much more like Riku. White hair? Check. Noctis's outfit? Check. Edgy AF? Check, motherfucking check.
And after that, Yozora is kinda gone for the rest of the game. We see him looking regal in an ad at the game store, but other than that, he's peaced out. And you don't think much of it, until the secret ending happens and
you get throw punched by Yozora in Shibuya, and then again by the Remind DLC.
In the secret ending, we see both Sora and Riku dazed, confused, and waking up on the street of a rather large and modern city. Classically, they've been separated again. Pretty quickly, the viewer realizes this is not San Francisco when the classic 104 building of Neku Shibuya comes into screen. Riku, on the other hand, appears to have woken up in Shinjuku, as noted by the large double-towered building glowing red, which bears a striking resemblance to the Tokyo Metropolitan Government Building.
But soft, what light through yonder window breaks? Dark, rather. It's Yozora, brooding some 50 stories above it all, smoldering heterochromia and all as he watches Riku trying to piece his life back together.
So, why? Why is Yozora, a character we all thought was just in a game in the toy box, suddenly appearing as an actual character in Kingdom Hearts? And why is he in the World Ends With You's version of Tokyo? What connection does he have to Sora and Riku? And what the heck is that mad lad Nomura doing? Well, let's address some of the easier things first and work our way towards Theoryville along the way. Let's start with Yozora as a whole. His game, mechanics, outfit, style, the whole shebang really, is reminiscent of the first Final Fantasy Versus 13 trailer. Remember? That one game that got turned into Final Fantasy 15 after they kicked Nomura off the project? I guess Nomura was still a little salty because of that, huh? He even gave Yozora the old Yuna eyes to reflect both versions of Noctis. One red eye for the early renders of Versus 13, and one blue eye for the latter renders and for 15.
Psst, guess whose colors thematically have been red and blue throughout the game series? I'll give you a hint. It's Sora and Riku.
Speaking of Yozora's outfit, eagle-eyed observers will catch that the studs on his sleeves actually form a kind of skull and crossbones. But the skull seems to be wearing a crown, and the crossbones bear an uncanny resemblance to keyblades. Focusing in on the Kingdom Hearts connections, the name Yozora translates from Japanese as night sky, and in fact uses the same kanji as Sora's name would, and could be a hint as to why he's encountered in a nighttime version of the final world in the DLC. Back to the Final Fantasy references for a moment, Noctis Calum translates from Latin as night sky as well. And while we're on the subject of Latin, Verum translates as true, and Rex, if you're familiar with dinosaurs at all, translates as king. So, Verum Rex could be read as true king. Damn, Nomura really is salty about being booted off the Versus 13 project, isn't he?
I heard it was because he wanted to make it a musical.
Anyway, this is all well and good, and maybe he's supposed to represent some dark version of Sora, or possibly even a fusion of both Sora and Riku, but what's he doing in Neku's Shibuya? Well, turns out that's just where his game takes place, in the same Shibuya as the world that ends with you. Maybe. It's quick, but at the very beginning of the Verum Rex trailer in the toy box, you can catch a banner saying, Shibuya Center Street Carnival, cementing the fact that Verum Rex takes place in a fictionalized version of Japan at the very least.
Wait, what was that one line that always shows up in the Versus 13 trailers? This is a fantasy based on reality? Hammered that connection home right there, didn't you, Nomura?
So, I guess the question is this the same Shibuya as Neku's? Signs point to yes, but logic says no. Nomura has never been one to place characters into the same world without connecting them in some way. If this is the same Shibuya as Neku's, then Yozora would have to be connected to it somehow. Or Yozora and his crew ended up there by accident, sort of in the same way Joshua brought his friends over to Traverse Town. But all landmarks that we see in the Shibuya scenes are the same as they are from Neku's world. Moreover, Neku tells Sora as he's about to depart Traverse Town,
See you in Shibuya.
Based on what we know about Nomura, he's got a raging boner for foreshadowing. While he loves symbolic foreshadowing more, he's not above literally stating his intentions in-game, which we believe is what he's doing here.
this is a fantasy based on reality. In a literal sense, The World Ends With You is a fantasy story based in reality. The reality being real-life Shibuya and the surrounding areas. In the same vein, Verum Rex follows the same logic, a fantasy game based in a real-world setting. Really, we think there are only two options when it comes to this Shibuya. Either A, it's the same Shibuya that Neku and his pals hail from, or B, it's a second Shibuya, in the same way there were two Traverse Towns in Dream Drop distance.
Either way, it seems Nomura is editing canon more than J.K. Rowling's Twitter, and trying to tie 3 different series together into one with this character.
Here's an excerpt from the Ultimania interview on the subject. Is Sora in the world of The World Ends With You?
It does look like it, but there's more meaning in the fact that it's not Shibuya, but Shibuya. Also, Sora promised Neku and the others in Kingdom Hearts 3D that he would meet them in Shibuya, but that doesn't mean it's directly connected to this movie.
But all of this still doesn't answer why Yozora appears in the Remind DLC. What is it that we're missing from all of this?
Okay, let's stop for a second and explain some things. Let's assume the Sleeping Realm theory is correct.
What's the Sleeping Realm theory?
Essentially, it's a theory that states that Kingdom Hearts 3 is stuck in a time loop, and the events that we see are not the first iteration. It also establishes that the loop we are privy to takes place in the Sleeping Realm, much like the events in Dream Drop Distance. Okay? Great. That being said, we are assuming that the secret ending is also in this Sleeping Realm, and that somehow Yozora is also in the Sleeping Realm too.
Nomura has stated that the Yozora ending directly follows the events of Kingdom Hearts 3, picking up from the point where Sora disappears from the Palpu tree in the scene with Kairi.
Yes, when Sora disappears in the ending, he ends up in the world in the secret movie. That's the flow of events.
So, by this logic, it's possible that Yozora and this Shibuya, be it the same as Neku's or not, fell to darkness and was destroyed. It's possible, seeing that Joshua has the ability to move between the two versions of Traverse Town, somehow also has the ability to move between these two versions of Shibuya, and, when the world was about to fall to darkness, had to pick someone to save, and chose his crew, leaving Yozora and his gang behind to fall. Now, Yozora walks the final world, the land where sleep and death meet, searching for a way out. a way back to his own Shibuya.
Or maybe Nomura is a madman and has some other convoluted reason behind all of this. Guess we'll have to wait for the DLC to find out.
So what have we actually gained from all this? 1. We've gleaned that Yozora hails from Shibuya, possibly the same Shibuya as Neku and Co. 2. We know that Yozora means night sky, so it's sort of an opposite of Sora, meaning sky, and that Yozora bears a resemblance to Riku in hair color and outfit design. 3. We have drawn a tremendous amount of parallels between Yozora and Final Fantasy Versus 13 as well as 15. And finally, 4. We know that Nomura is a sneaky boy and sequestered away 2 Keyblades on Yozora's sleeve. Perhaps it's a symbol that Yozora is a fusion of Riku and Sora.
At the end of the day, we won't really know for sure until the 23rd. What did you think of this theory? Do you have a different viewpoint on Yozora? Do you think we're fucking idiots? Let us know in the comments down below.
And finally, a special shout out to Damo279 and the Night Sky Prince for their videos on Yozora. They pointed out some things I would have missed otherwise while doing the research for this. And also to Dean Weiss, who had all the collected Versus 13 footage in one easy to watch video. Saved me a lot of time trying to track those down to watch. Check their videos out in the description and give them a like for helping me put this one together. Through, making their own videos. Until next time, gang, stay awesome, and we'll catch you later. Bye!